Good morning, Brad Washa, one of the operations section chiefs with the Alaska Incident Management Team on the Aspen Acres Fire for July 9th. We had a positive thing happen yesterday. We did actually receive some precipitation over the fire. Not all parts of the fire received precipitation though. We had reports from we have an incident meteorologist on the fire, and based on both observations, we have some weather stations around the fire and radar information. The area around Rye received around 1 inch of precip. That may be plus or minus. There was a little bit of hail, and that kind of throws off their numbers. And then the northern part of the fire received a 1/4 inch. The middle part of the fire around Beulah did not receive hardly any precipitation at all. And yesterday in that area, in front of that precipitation with the outflow winds from the convective activity going on around the fire, we did see some increased growth in that area, and you did see a little bit of column. You could even see that from Pueblo if you were looking up on the mountain. The precipitation that we received, we kind of look at it being a season slowing event, but there's still a lot of heat out there. And the fuels, with the lack of snow over the winter time, and they came in very dry. And a rain event like what we saw yesterday, where it all comes at once, isn't as beneficial as if we had just a steady shower all day. Although it has capped the fire behavior a little bit, there's still a lot of heat out there. And I think along the Colorado Front Range, there's a lot of examples out there where a large fire received a major rain event, and then within a week or so, continued to see large fire growth. Even cases where snow fell on the fire, and continued to see fire running following that snow event after it melted off. So we're not out of the woods at all yet. Firefighter wise, it's not like the Hollywood movie that rain comes and everybody's dancing around in fire camp. We're staying on the incident. We're not releasing any resources, and we've got a lot of work left to do with this incident. Just looking, I do have the infrared map up. This just shows the pockets of heat. It doesn't look at large areas. So there's actually still a larger area of heat in here, and then we still see heat in this area. So these are just points of fire. So it's individual records of heat out there. So we still see throughout the fire area, there are little pockets of heat, and just wanted to show that. So even with the precipitation, satellite, or not satellite imagery, but the NIROP flight, the infrared flight that flew around 1 o'clock last night, still showing that heat out there. Looking at our plans for today, continuing similar to what we are, and this does. The rain does give us an opportunity to go out there and mop up the fire, and that's going to be an important thing. So we're around the Beulah, or I guess west of the Beulah area. This is the area that had some additional growth. One thing though, we do have dozer line that's not showing on this map that does come around the whole area in the Mingus Ranch area. So this is our priority for today, as far as, since that didn't receive as much precipitation. Does give us an opportunity on the northern part of the fire to start tying things in and connecting all the dots that are out there. So we're really feeling happy about that, because that north part of the fire has given us trouble the last couple of days. Yesterday there was a little bit of heat out there. Luckily, yesterday's winds were out of the north when the fire was making some advancements, so that was beneficial for that area as far as not threatening the line and being in our favor. We continue to work the heat along the northeast part. There, like I said yesterday, there was one case where they had 8 structures they worked around with 16 pieces of heat. And if you look at the IR map, we're seeing less point ignitions, but there's still considerable heat in there. Coming down around here, really starting to feel comfortable about this, and I think maybe by end of shift we might even see some black in this area. This area though, we do, sorry, I did mention yesterday, we are having some of those areas that have been repopulated. We are still having firefighters going in, they're coming out, and we're having coming to locked gates. So please don't lock your gates. Either dummy lock them or shut the gate. And we typically, if we find a gate shut, we'll shut it when we go out. So and shouldn't be an issue as far as the cattle or anything like that. Coming down around the south area, again, rye received around 1 inch of precip, so that's good. We did get reports from our night operations. One of our concerns when we do see significant precipitation is, can we get into those areas? Are the roads going to be all muddy? And we don't want to cause damage to the road if we don't have to. But you know, as dry as things were, that water sheeted off the roads, and they are passable. Our dozer lines, those are a little mucky, so we probably won't be driving on those, at least early on. Coming down here, we're continuing with that contingency line. Again, we want to be ready if this fire comes out from here. This dozer line, they're continuing to make plans to kind of put this as a catcher's mitt. It's intended more as a checking action. We're looking at options as if we'll have enough line established and we could burn out. But once you get up to the top, we start getting into some of those more forest health issues with a lot of dead standing timber, a lot of dead and down, and that dead and down material, that's what's going to be receptive to, you know, if we have spotting coming out of a burn, that's where those spots could land and start a fire. So we are looking at options there, and then we are looking at a big box, because even though we got some precip down here, not as much down here or up here, we are looking at you know, we're not planning on going direct even with these changing conditions. We're right now going to back off a little bit on that. Forecast for today calls for it. We do have a flash flood watch again in effect from 12 o'clock until I believe around 8 o'clock, expecting similar conditions to yesterday. We have a little bit of camp crud going around camp, and I don't think that's my case, but got a little cough going on today. So flash flood watches, anticipating thunderstorm development into today, but big picture wise, we really are not changing our operation because of this rain event. Kind of I wouldn't even call it a season slowing event, but we are looking into the future as far as how that monsoonal flow looks to be potentially setting up, and that if we do get, like, you know, a week long of monsoonal flow, that could make changes. But this little short duration rain event doesn't really change things for the fire itself. I mean, it immediately, short term it does, but long term, we're in this for the long game, and that's what we're looking at. So thanks, and have a great day.